Hello, and welcome to New England Escapades. Today we took a trip to America's Stonehenge. Here's what we found out on our adventure. America's Stonehenge in Salem, New Hampshire was originally owned by the colonial settling Paddy family. For the duration of their ownership of the land, they were either unaware of or disregarded an unusual site on their property. If they knew of it, they likely attributed it to earlier settlers or Native Americans and did not consider it to be of much value when they sold their land. The buyer was one William Goodwin, an antiquarian and insurance executive. Goodwin was a proponent of the theory that Irish monks visited the New World in the pre-Columbian era. When he visited the site and discovered a number of intricate rock formations, he believed he'd found his proof. He named the site Mystery Hill and began further excavation and studies of the site. In 1956, Mystery Hill was purchased by the Stone family, who own and manage the site to this day. They began selling admission as well as souvenirs from a gift shop. In 1982, the Stone family renamed Mystery Hill America's Stonehenge, the name it has today. So what exactly is America's Stonehenge? It's an archaeological site containing a number of mysterious and often massive stone structures. Who constructed them? Well, that's the mystery part of Mystery Hill. There isn't a conclusive answer. We'll talk about that in a minute. But in the meantime, let's check out some of the sites at America's Stonehenge. There are a number of markers that correspond to special dates of the year. There are stones in place that line up with the sunrise and sunset on both the equinox and solstice, as well as other dates. In addition, there are several structures that provide shelter, most notably the Oracle Chamber. This particular structure features multiple rooms, along with roof openings and views to the outside. It also includes an understructure drain, which is great for us as we visited after a period of heavy rain in the area. Keep this in mind for your visit, as we were unable to access some areas due to pooled water. Another main feature of America's Stonehenge is the dramatically named Sacrificial Table. This enormous stone features rock-carved grooves in it that could have potentially channeled blood during ancient rituals. However, another more mundane explanation is that it was used to extract lye from wood ashes, one of the steps in making soap. With this in mind, let's discuss the theories for the actual history of America's Stonehenge. The Stone family, along with Goodwin, have cited the area as an example of a pre-Columbian settlement. Various carbon dating studies have been performed by the Stone family, and some of the tests have yielded interesting results. One fire pit, for example, dates back to 3697 BC. However, others, such as flecks of stone appearing outside of one of the structures, were dated to be of a similar vintage, but determined to be unrelated to the dating of the nearby chamber. This gives fodder to the skeptics, who claim the site is an example of pseudo-archaeology, and that perhaps William Goodwin himself was responsible for the construction of these structures. While this is possible, a stronger theory from skeptics is that the site was built by colonists for various practical purposes. With this in mind, the question that we asked on our visit was, what does it matter when the site was built? Of course, it would be a significant archaeological find if the site was truly pre-Columbian, but since the jury still seems very much out, let's just be honest here. Is the attraction that America's Stonehenge is ancient, or that it's a spot with potentially either several hundred-year-old or several thousand-year-old impressively large structures still standing that we can hike to and enjoy? We're in the court of the latter. One thing that should be mentioned is, regardless of the site's time of origin, its manner of origin is spectacular. All of the details of the structures are proven to have originated via rock tools, meaning that everything on site was created by rocks hitting other rocks. As you can imagine, this is no easy or quick feat, and it makes the site that much more intriguing. A myth we hate to dispel is that noted New England author H.P. Lovecraft used the location as a potential setting for his story, The Dunwich Horror. It seems as if his visit to the site occurred after he had written the story. While it's really fun to tie New England lore together, we want to be honest. There are a few trails available after finishing your visit to the site. One of the trails offers views of the stones marking various calendar events, and is one of our biggest nostalgia trips. You can expect to see great views and even unorthodox but natural seating along the way. Another unusual feature of America's Stonehenge is the inclusion of an alpaca sanctuary. There are 7 alpacas total living on site, and as the last stop on your visit before returning to the visitor center, they provide an opportunity for cuteness at the very least and humor at best. They're a friendly lot, but be sure not to feed them, as this could potentially make them sick. When they're shorn seasonally, the gift shop offers their yarn for sale for any crafters who visit. A rule to note is that dogs are not allowed on the premises. We say this only because on our trip, a disappointed would-be visitor lamented this policy with her golden retriever in tow. With the alpaca preserve on site, this seems like a fair rule, but one worth repeating. America's Stonehenge is located at 105 Haverhill Rd in Salem, New Hampshire. It's only about 42 minutes away from Boston, so it's a quick trip to see one of New England's most unusual offerings. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe to see more. Thank you for watching, and keep on adventuring.